Hey, today I'm going to be doing a drugstore makeup look. I haven't really done a drugstore look or a get ready with me in quite some time. I picked up some new things that you all suggested to me as well as a couple of my friends, and this is obviously the look I came up with. Very appropriate for a lot of different occasions and also very easy to achieve per usual. I try not to get too cray-cray with my tutorials, and like I said, everything is from the drugstore, so except for two things. I think I used two things that weren't. So this is the look. If you aren't following me on Instagram and Twitter, my handle will be right here, and if you are not subscribed, please make sure you do so. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the look. Okay, to start this thing off, I'm going to use a product that has been recommended in every single video recently. I don't know what the deal is, but I know one particular person keeps recommending it because I keep seeing her name and then her comment will get 15 to 20 likes. And so I know that obviously this product must be good for it to be getting that much recognition in just one comment, and it's the Physicians Formula Spotlight Primer. So every time I read about this in the comments, people are saying it's a great dupe for the Becca, I think, Backlight Filter Primer. I think that's what they're talking about, which, you know, my experience with both of those primers, I love them. I love the way that they look, but I thought that they were breaking me out. So let's go ahead and try this out. It's in a nice frosted glass bottle. It feels glass and it sounds glass. So this was $15, by the way, so I hope it's good. Finally got some on the back of my hand, and yes, it is looking just like the Backlight Primer. Ooh, has a nice luminous finish to it. Has a bit of a smell. What is the smell? Okay, for you Southerners out there, this has a bit of a Crisco smell to it, to me. And this is coming from a girl that uses Crisco a lot in cooking. Yeah, I don't know about the smell. The smell's a little bit vegetable oil, vegetable shortening, just a little strange smelling, but yeah, whatever. It seems like it's going away. So, ooh, yes, nice, pretty, glowy base we got going on here. So I guess you guys are right. This does look like a primer that I would use on the reg. You know, I'm not really into the whole pore mattifying primer look. I really like something that has a nice glowing base. So this is really lovely, and it also feels good on the skin. Next up is a new foundation that I have been eyeing on social media. I've been seeing it on Flower Beauty's Instagram and also Ulta's Instagram, and I know my friend Allie really likes this. I actually texted her when I was purchasing this and asked her which new foundation I should get, and she said that this one was one that she really liked, and it's the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup. It says it has a nude skin feel with all day wear SPF 18. So that's what I'm going to use for my base today. The shade I got may be a little dark. It's medium 1 or M1, I believe. And I got this one because it's just so hard to tell at the drugstore, but it seemed like it had the right undertone, and I feel like I could probably sheer it out with a little bit of concealer if it does end up being too dark. I'm going to use my Flower Beauty makeup sponge, and let's just see how this applies. Oh, so it's actually got, it seems to have quite a bit of coverage to it. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting this to be a little bit more of a sheer foundation, but ooh, me like. I feel like if Allie likes it, more than likely I'm gonna like it because we tend to like similar looks and similar products, and yeah, I just remember her saying that this was really good, and that's why I decided to pick it up, and I'm liking it. It looks, you know what it reminds me of? It's reminding me of the Dream Cushion with a tad bit more coverage, and you know, Dream Cushion has been my jam lately. So this is one pump on one side of my face, and it looks good. It looks good, people. This looks very luminous and very healthy on my skin, but it gives coverage, which is hard to find in a lot of luminous foundation products. So I'm going to go ahead and do about a half of a pump more for the other side of my face. The color seems to be okay. Maybe it's maybe a smidge dark on me, but not too bad. I'll wear into it as summer goes along. So I think, yeah, the shade is M1. Natural Beige M1. By the way, if you don't have the Flower Beauty makeup sponge, it is dope as hell. It is like the best makeup sponge I have ever used in my entire life. It's so bouncy. It's just so easy to use. I'm actually going to go pick up a couple of these to keep in my kit to replace my beauty blenders. So that's how good I like this sponge. Overall, Flower Beauty, I've tried several things from them and I have been impressed with a lot of things. So if you haven't checked out any products from Flower Beauty, I would definitely recommend doing so because I have really been enjoying a lot of their stuff. I'm gonna IG story Allie really quick and tell her how much I love this. This is probably one of the few non-drugstore products I'm going to use in this look, and it's the bareMinerals Bare Pro Stick Concealer. I've just really been enjoying this for my under eye area and just giving a little bit more coverage where it's needed. When I'm doing a more vamped up look like I'm going to do today, I feel like I do need a little bit more coverage on my under eye area, or I can just look a little patchy and just not as made up, and things just don't seem to blend seamlessly. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that to my under eye area and blend it in with my sponge. This is truly one of the best stick concealers I have ever used. It is not drying, it's not cakey, and it lasts really well on the skin. If I'm not even wearing foundation, sometimes I'll just use it on my face and I don't even have to set it. Just has a really nice finish for a stick concealer. I'm going to take the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. I like this. I have been using it. It's very finely milled, but it is a bit intense if you use a big fluffy brush with it. So I'm just going to take a smaller brush and just pick up the slightest amount. When you do push your brush into the product, a lot comes off, and I'm just going to sweep a little in my T-zone area and places that I need to set, because this is a very mattifying powder and you can get a little cray-cray with it. But if you're oily, then you'll probably really enjoy it, because as you can see, just the little that I'm using is mattifying every spot that it's touching. For bronzer, I'm creepily going to be using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which smells amazing. I think this is just the original one, and I'm going to take that on my Benefit Hoola bronzer brush and just going to slightly give myself a little bit more color and also a little bit of definition around my jawline and my cheeks. So for my eyes, I've really been wanting to do a kind of metallic bronze smudgy look. I know that's not really detailed enough for you to understand what I'm getting at, but hopefully I can create it on screen so you can see what I'm actually talking about. But I've been seeing a lot of YouTube ads on this product, and I just randomly got it at CVS because it seemed like it had colors that would be perfect for this look, and it's just this little Almay quad. I've been seeing Rashida Jones advertise with Almay for these products, and I got the shade 170 Individualist. So I'm going to be using that on my eyes, but to start out with, I think I'm going to use a base, and this is the CoverGirl Healthy Glow Vitalist. It just says Healthy Glow Vitalist highlighter, and I actually think that this is meant to be used on your face, but honestly, like, I would never be able to use that on my face. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it as an eyeshadow primer. Taking the Real Techniques Dome Shadow Brush, I'm just going to sweep a little bit of this all over both of my eyelids, kind of stopping right below my brow bone. So just for a nice little preliminary base, I'm going to take this shade that's a little bit more on the matte side, but we're going to be working from both of these super metallic shades. But I want to take this color that is a little bit more on the matte side and just kind of lay that down as a base shade. I'm using my MAC 217 and I'm just going to brush that all over the lid. Ew, pigment seems really nice, and you know what? I think it may have something to do with me laying down this base first, but you know, we're gonna give it a fair shot. Now that I've got that shade laid down, I'm going to take this darker brown and I'm really just going to focus this a little bit more on the outer portion of my lid and then just carry the excess all over. Okay, now I think I'm going to mix both of these shimmery colors right here, and I'm just going to press those into my lid and see what we come up with. So overall, I'm actually pretty impressed with this little quad here. I think that probably having that base down really made a difference, but all in all, I think the shadows have been blending really nicely and have some nice pigment. So what I'm going to do now, I've just kind of blended my edges out a little bit more. I'm actually going to take the more bronzy shimmer color, and just on the 217 again, I'm just going to start sweeping that underneath my lower lash line just to get a little bit more definition underneath there as well. For liner, I'm going to take Urban Decay's Corrupt, which is a really rich dark brown, and I'm actually going to tightline and also add a small bit of liner to my top lash line because I'm going to go in with some pretty dramatic lashes I'm feeling. I think I'm going to. We'll see. But I'm just going to apply this to tightline my top lid just a little bit, smudge it out with my finger, and then my lower lash line. Okay, so I've just applied some mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Now I'm going to go in with some falsies, and these are the style called Fringe from the Sephora collection lashes. I actually had my makeup done at Sephora this past week, and Clinique invited me to just come and have my makeup done by one of their pro artists, and a girl named Kelsey did my makeup, and she used these lashes on me, and they were freaking amazing. So I bought a pair and I'm gonna see if I can apply them as good as she did. I'm just not used to applying thick and dramatic lashes like this, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so definitely a little bit more dramatic from what I would normally do, but I think they're very complimentary towards my almond shaped eyes. Somehow they fit really nicely. They don't overwhelm my eyes, but they do add quite a bit more drama than a regular Demi Wispy. By the way, I am going to have a vlog up of how my session went having my makeup done by Clinique. That's going to be after this one, so keep an eye out for that. But these lashes, again, Fringe by Sephora collection, really lovely. Now I'm going to move into some blush. I'm actually just taking a tad bit of Joyous Jennifer Blush from bareMinerals. I don't think that they make this color anymore. Honestly, you can find a lot of blushes that are very similar to it. There's one by MAC called Desert Rose that's almost identical. So that was just one that I kind of saw peeping out of my collection box, and I was like, hey, haven't used that in a while. This is also a newer product I picked up from the drugstore, and it is the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in Molten Rose Gold. Now, I think it's Tati Westbrook that raves about this highlighter. There's someone on YouTube that talks about this all the time. And so I saw it at Walmart when I was grocery shopping the other night, and I was like, you know what, let's just try it out. So gonna pop a little bit over. Now I have tried these highlighters before, so I do know that they're pretty intense. Yes, very, very, very intense. This one has a little bit of a pinky hue to it. And I'm just going to push that in. I really don't want it to look too overly dramatic, but obviously I do want it to stand out. So I'm trying to keep a pretty light hand with it. I didn't like that. And my hair is cray cray right now because I just tried to throw it up and do something super messy to see if I would like the lip color. And I didn't like it, so I'm just going to completely change it. I'm going to try out the L'Oreal Color Riche Matte Lip Liner in Matte-stermind, which is number 12. And then I'm going to apply this bareMinerals Liquid Lipstick in Homme. And it's more of a warm-toned orangey brown. It's a really interesting color. I've worn it before and I like it, so I think I'm going to like this combo better. Alright, so I like this lip color a lot better, and I think that draws us to the end of the tutorial. I have to admit, most of the things that I used today I was pretty impressed with. I don't think there were any duds. The Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation Rockin' has a nice, lovely finish. The Spotlight Primer from Physicians Formula, you all were right about. It is lovely. It has a nice candlelit glow to your face. And even that Almay quad that we used, I can't find it in my plethora of products right now, but I know it's sitting here somewhere. It looks good on the eyes. I mean, overall, I think the look is very high-end. You probably wouldn't even know that any of these products were drugstore, just, I mean, by looking at my face. So very pleased with the way that it turned out. If you have any questions about any of the products or anything in general, feel free to leave those down below. I hope you all enjoyed the look. And if you want me to keep throwing in drugstore looks here and there, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below, because I like to do them every now and then to switch things up so you can have some, you know, fun, affordable looks compared to, you know, other products that I would generally use in videos. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.